Hey guys, welcome back. Today we have the very highly anticipated guest that I talked about in the past week. Isaac Suarez is in the gym here with us at Reps Fitness. He's going to go over the three big lifts, the three powerlifting moves that he knows a lot about. He's going to school us on these moves because I know you know a lot about this stuff. You've been doing this for how many years?
It's been about 5 years, so not very long.
Okay, but you've learned a lot of stuff in that 5 years.
Yes.
Okay, we also want to mention this is a small business owner. He owns two small businesses here in Topeka. You want to speak briefly about that?
Yes, we own a Thin and Crisp Gourmet Pizza. My partner, business partner, and I, Ivan Longoria. We're on 21st and Westport. It's Thin and Crisp Gourmet Pizza. Right next door, we have our mobile car wash and detail service. So we come out to you. We know life gets busy. We come out, wash your vehicle. Of course, during these colder months, we'll come pick up your vehicle, detail it at the shop. You'll be good to go.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah. You have a phone number? You'll give it to me? Or you want to go ahead and you can say it too?
It's 785-213-8677. That will be Buff Guys Mobile Car Wash. I don't have the pizza place memorized.
Okay. Phone number's right here. All right, so you guys can make sure you check him out. So Chaz, you ready for this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always ready.
He's ready for anything.
My dad took my training wheels off when I was 3 years old, and I hit a ramp right after. So
that's right. You talked about that last week too. You talked about hitting the ramp.
A monster.
Yeah. Don't care.
I was a school skater. I was a skater, man.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna get started right now. Isaac's gonna go over these different lifts. He has 5 principles, right? 5 steps for executing the bench press, the squat, and the deadlift. So here we go, guys. Hope you enjoy it. All right, so we're going to go over the squat here. Isaac's going to break it down, kind of show me the basics. 5 different steps, right?
Yes, we got 5 simple steps on how to squat. We learn how to stand strong so that we can squat strong. So most of this information I got from Chris Duffin. He's a world-class power lifter. Most recently had the all-time world record squat at 220. He, I think, squatted like 881. Shoot. Most recently got passed by, I don't remember who.
So you're not going to get me to that level today, right?
Not today, not today. 4 times body weight is pretty impressive, pretty impressive. So a lot of his information, I watched his videos religiously when I was learning how to squat, and just every single day for about a month, I just watched that same video and tried to drill and memorize it. So that's really what we're going over.
Okay, cool.
So there's 5 simple steps. Really what we're going to do is we're going to draw down, get a tight core.
Like bracing. Then.
Yeah, like bracing.
Okay.
We're going to inflate, breathing. We're going to bend the bar over our back. We're going to twist the ground apart, and we're going to sit back.
Okay.
So it's
all right.
Pretty simple. So now that's going to be how we squat. In order to stand strong, we're going to practice our bracing. Okay. So a great breathing exercise that you can do in order to practice your bracing. What I want you to do is just exhale, blow all of the air out of your body. So just as much as you can, all of it, 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 all of it. See how your core is getting tight, your rib cage is getting drawn down.
Right.
That's what you want to feel when you're bracing.
Okay.
Okay. That's that drawn down feeling, the rib cage drawing down.
Okay.
Okay. Nice tight core.
Yep.
Then we're going to go into the inflating, which we want to breathe. So you want to take a deep breath. Go ahead and take a deep breath. So now you see how your chest rises. You don't want to breathe vertically. You want to breathe horizontally.
Okay. So you want width.
Yes, you want width, because when you start breathing vertically, your spine is not in a neutral position. You get more of like that kind of booty pop, right? So you can't achieve optimal bracing unless the diaphragm is in direct opposition to the pelvic floor, right? So when you get breathing through your chest, diaphragm is shooting up, pelvis is shooting down. What that's called is an open scissor. You can't achieve optimal bracing. Okay. So we'll try that again. We're going to brace.
Okay.
You want to fill the air. Fill the air. So imagine it as like a pitcher. If we're dropping water into this pitcher, the water would come from the bottom as a wave all the way up. So you want to fill. Try to get fat. Okay? Go ahead and blow it out. You just want to try to get as fat as possible. Just breathe. Try to get your belly to come. There you go. There we go.
Okay.
There you go. Blow it out. You're just practicing that horizontal breathing. There you go. See, the belly's coming out. That's good. So now if you were wearing a belt, you could brace against that belt.
That would probably have...
I've never seen that on Brad before.
Yeah, I know. See, it's hard for me to do it because I'm always trying to singe down.
Stay tight.
Yeah, stay tight. Singe down that pelvis. So for me, it's kind of hard to focus that.
There we go. There we go. We're getting less upper movement. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
So that's just breathing techniques. Just a little more practice and you'll get it down.
Okay.
The next cue is going to be cueing the lats. which is for our third step of squatting strong. We want to bend the bar over our back.
Okay.
While we're figuring out how to stand right now, we've already figured out how to brace. We've already figured out how to inflate.
Okay.
Now we're going to cue our lats. Okay. So if you're doing like a, give me your hand right here. If you're doing a lat pull down, right, you're going to pull in. What you want to imagine is pinching this area right here.
Okay.
Right? You want to just activate, like if you were squatting. There you go. Feel that right here, how it's getting tight?
Yep.
That is what you want to do before you squat. Cue the lats.
Okay.
Because when you're trying to bend that bar over your back, it's stable.
Right.
It's a great, the lat is a huge muscle, connects all the way, the posterior, can be a great stabilizer. So you want to activate it. You don't just want to hang out with the bar. You want to cue and stay strong.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Okay.
So we already got bracing, inflating, we're cueing the lats. You don't really want chest rise, just cue the lats. You don't even have to have your hands up, just cue, they're activated. Now you want to tear the floor apart. So you want to, we have 3 points of contact on the foot. We've got the heel, inside, outside. Those are 3 points of contact for your feet. So you want to pretend you got some claws, and what you want to do is tear into the ground and pinch a penny between your cheeks.
Gotcha.
Squeeze the glutes as hard as
Talked
possible.
about that before.
Yeah.
Activating the
in my Tahoe.
Yes. So about shoulder width.
Okay.
I like to do about a 20 degree. You're going to imagine you have claws, trying to tear the ground apart and then squeezing your penny between the cheeks.
Okay.
Squeeze.
So you're kind of trying to externally rotate?
Yes, you're trying to externally rotate, like you got claws in.
Okay.
All 3 points of contact of your feet are rooting into the ground.
Equally then?
Yes,
All 3
equally.
points equally.
Yes. Shoving them in. There you go. You're rooting. That's
Okay.
good. Okay. So we'll do all 5 steps.
Okay. Ooh, the breathing is going to be toughest. I've already established that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you breathe out.
So you're gonna that is just a breathing technique. That's not something you're gonna want to do before squatting. That's just to get you comfortable with the feeling of the drawn down rib cage.
Okay.
So from here on out, you can just more than anything, just flex your six pack, draw the rib cage down, and then inflate.
Okay.
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 So we want to draw down, inflate, cue the lats, pinch. There you go. Tear the ground apart, pinch, penny. Good. So now you imagine a weight coming down, hitting you in the shoulder. Feel like you're going to be able to take that right now?
Yeah, that's much more stable. Everything's solid.
Yes, that's what you want to do
Stability, so
right before you squat.
You don't lose any of, I guess they call it energy leaks.
Yes.
You don't lose, none of the energy dissipates out.
Exactly.
So you're trying to make it get solid.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, it becomes
Perfect.
second nature after you guys kind of start doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's just like, it's
Yeah.
pre-lift rituals. Boom.
Yeah, you don't even think about it. You just do these things. I really had to write them all down because I just go through the habit of just getting in there and doing it. And I'm like, well, I have to explain it, what I'm doing. I don't really think about it. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not teaching people. I just do what I do.
That's breaking it down very well, though.
Yeah.
I think if everybody implements those 5 steps and they've got the stability issue addressed right there off the bat. So that's good.
Perfect. So now that we know how to stand strong, now we can squat. So we'll load maybe 1 plate on the bar.
Yep.
We'll get under there. We'll do those 5 steps.
Okay.
Get a few reps in, and you hopefully feel the difference.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll do it right now. All right.
Very, very comical.
So we're getting under the bar here, implementing those 5 steps that Isaac just talked about. So after we get under the bar, then we do the breathing then, right?
Yes. So in terms of hand placement, just remember when we get to the portion where we need to cue the lats, this is going to determine your hand placement, right? Just like when you're doing a pull-up or a lat pull-down. If you go really wide, you can't really pull the lats in. If you come really, really close, you can't really pull the lats in. So you got to kind of play with it and figure out where's the optimal position for your hands to be able to draw down, pull into the lats, and keep that bar and that weight stable.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And that's going to vary depending on the person, of course.
Yes.
Depending on their arm length.
Yep. Exactly.
Perfect. I guess we're going with more of a high bar.
Yep, that's fine. Go ahead and brace, unrack. There we go. Perfect. Get into position, about shoulder width. Perfect. We're going to draw down. We're going to draw down the rib cage, inflate, bend the bar over your back, twist the floor apart, and sit back. There we go. Go ahead and go. Come on. Perfect. So from what I see, you might need to get a little bit of a wider stance. You seem to be leaning a little forward. Also tie bar, so you have a tendency of leaning forward.
Right.
So go ahead, a couple more times. Draw down, inflate, bend the bar over your back, tear the floor apart, sit back. Great, great. That's good. Good. Get a couple more in. Draw down. Inflate. Bend the bar over your back. Twist the ground apart. Sit back. Perfect. That's perfect. Looks great. Draw down. Inflate. Bend the bar over your back. Twist the ground apart. Sit back. Exhale. There you go. Good.
Man,
How does that feel?
a lot more stable.
Okay.
And those steps really set up that stability right off the bat. That's perfect.
Okay.
I can see how that really helped when you put a lot more weight on the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think squatting shoes, they look like running shoes.
Yeah.
That would probably be the worst option for squatting because they do absorb some of that energy because of the sole. When you're running, it does
you
absorb.
Don't lose any. It goes from your fingertips all the way to the ground.
Exactly.
You lose energy. Yeah.
And if you're squatting with shoes that absorb energy, it's not going to translate.
How about
to a
people
higher
that
number.
don't have lifting shoes, like barefoot? Is that
Barefoot
better?
would be better. Yes,
Okay.
barefoot. Of course, being cognizant, some gyms have wood floors and stuff like that are nicely polished, and you get some socks on there, and then you start squatting. And you have one leg slide down, you blow your knee out. So just be cognizant of things like that. Either barefoot or very flat shoes. Chucks, Vans, or lifting shoes. I like lifting shoes. They got a little bit of a heel. I can strap them, cinch them down, and I feel very comfortable.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's great. Appreciate that. We're going to go on to the deadlift next, right?
Yes.
Deadlift's coming on next, guys. We covered that before, but never covered it like we did, or like we're going to here with Isaac, right? So we're going to get to that right now.
So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to bend at the hips. What we want to do is create tension against the bar. So sometimes when you hear or watch people deadlifting, right before they pull, you hear a little bit of a, if this was steel, you'd hear it a little better. But that little leak of energy right there, that loss of tension, that's what you want to eliminate right from the beginning. So you want to bend down, just like if I'm going to row it or I'm going to stiff leg deadlift it, I want to imagine like I'm going to come down and I'm going to pull all the slack out. Okay. Next step, I'm going to brace, just like we talked about in our squat. We're going to go ahead and brace, get the core tight, neutral spine. From then on, we're going to bring the hips in. What we want to do is keep the hips as high and forward as possible, not so high that it's going to force us to stiff-legged deadlift, but it just gives us better hinge, better leverage, the higher that we can be. Okay? So I'm going to pull the slack out, brace, pulling the hips in, and then the last step, we're going to cue our lats, just like we did in squatting. What I like to imagine is I'm covering my armpits, squeezing the lats, covering the armpits, and from there I'm going to punch the hips through, and that's it. 5 steps. Okay? So pull the tension out, I'm going to brace, pull the hips forward, cue the lats, see it's already rising, and then punch the hips through. So, tension, brace, hips, lats, punch the hips through. Okay?
It was. Okay.
So it is a little light, because once you get really tight, you can pretty much make anything under your body weight just float. So
right
yeah. So ideally we'd want about 2 plates on there.
And I've seen you pull the big heavy weights, and you say even the heavy weights can feel like it floats up. And
For a little bit, yeah.
400 or 500 pounds.
Yeah, well, if you weigh about 200 pounds and you can manipulate your leverages, you can make it feel 200 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
Or not exactly, but you know what I mean.
Sure. Okay. So then foot placement said about like laces.
I do about laces, if not just over the big toe.
Okay. So you're a little bit further back then.
No, it'd be a little closer.
A little closer.
Yeah, about right there is fine. Okay. About right there is fine. This is going to be covering the conventional deadlift. For sumo, it's going to be exact same 5 steps, exactly the same. Okay. The only difference with conventional, hands are outside of the legs. Sumo, hands are inside.
Gotcha.
The only
your
difference.
Legs are wider.
Yes.
Legs are wider, but your hands are more narrow.
Yes. Less on the lumbar, more on the quads.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we're going to hinge. We're going to bend over like we're going to stiff-legged deadlift.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to pull the tension out. I'm going to create tension. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to brace the core. I'm going to scoot the hips closer to the bar. Okay. You're going to cue the lats, cover those armpits, punch the hips through, squeeze the glutes. There you go. Whichever cue works best for you. Either shove the hips through or squeeze the glutes.
Okay.
Okay? So, perfect, perfect. Again, pull that tension out. Yeah. See, it's a little light. Pull the tension out. Brace. There we go. Lats. Got the hips. Punch the hips through. There you go. Solid. Solid. Tension. There we go. Brace. Hips forward. There we go. There we go. Strong. That's good. Punch the hips through. There you go. Solid. There you go.
We'll do it one more time.
Pull the tension out. There you go. Brace. Hips. Lats. Shove the hips through. There you go. There you go.
Whew.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, and you feel that it reinforces the stability. So.
All right. So we're just going to cover the 3 types of grip when doing deadlift. Of course, the first one that you don't want to do is going to be the double overhand grip, which is going to be, of course, the weakest grip. When you have wraps, there would be double over, but it's different because you actually have wraps on. But this would be the weakest grip, just grabbing the bar and lifting it, okay? Next step would be opposing. You can do either over, one hand over, one hand under, and you can go ahead and lift, okay? Most people do opposing, and the last option is hook grip, which I've just switched over to. I really like it. It took me about a month and a half of a lot of thumb pain. It's going to cause a lot of discomfort on your thumbs, but you know, there's world-class lifters out there lifting almost 1,000 pounds and their thumbs aren't coming off, so I should be fine. So what you're going to want to do is shove the webbing of your hands into the knurling. Okay, you're going to get your thumb around that bar. And what you're going to do is use your middle finger to grab and your index finger to grab some meat. And then most importantly, with these 2 fingers, you're going to try to grab as much meat of the bar as possible. That will also activate that forearm. So, webbing, thumb is under, middle finger over the nail, index, and these 2, the ring finger and the pinky, grabbing as much meat as possible, covering those armpits. Okay. And that covers the 3 types of grips. So the easiest way to explain hand placement and pinching of the shoulder blades, which is going to be the first step. What I like to say is just put your arms up like a zombie. Actually, Grace, she's an awesome power lifter that works out with us. She taught me this little pinching, and now I'm just stuck on it. So hands up. What you want to do is pinch your shoulder blades. What you're trying to do is create a shelf, more surface area in contact with the bench so that you can shove up from there. Okay? You don't want to be, flat backed or super arched, or you want to have a great surface to be able to shove weight off of. Okay? So we're going to do hands up. We're going to pinch the shoulder blades together. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Okay? So you don't really want them flared. Just pinch, pinch, like you're trying to pinch a penny. Okay? And then it will be wrist over the elbow. So almost like you're trying to punch somebody. It'd be a weird punch, but you want to feel solid, right? Wherever your hand placement would be. The best way that I found my hand placement is from this point on, I just fell back onto the bench, and wherever my hands landed, that's where I was benching.
Kind of like you're wearing a bench shirt.
Yeah. That'll give you an idea of where you should be starting out grip-wise.
I feel like I'm stuck in this position.
Yeah. Yep.
Should I stop?
No, go ahead and fall down. There we go. So I'd put it about right here, about right here. That looks about right for you. So almost pinky on the inside, just on the inside, which is pretty close, but if that feels comfortable for you, you can adjust from there, okay? So we'll go ahead and sit up one more time. So first step, we're gonna be pinching our shoulder blades, okay? We're going to be drawing down, so it's gonna be very similar to the lat cues on both exercises, where you're gonna kind of just squeeze the lats. As you do that, your chest will rise. You're gonna reduce the range of motion on your bench, right? You're screwing in. You're going to brace / inflate, okay? You're gonna pull the bar in. You don't want the bar to just fall on you and you're controlling it. You wanna imagine a lat pull and you're pulling that weight into you, having the wrist just under the elbow, pulling it in and then shoving it up and towards your shoulder. Okay, so you can get a little bit of a flare to engage the shoulders as you start shoving up. Okay. So ideal angle, bars coming straight down and then about a 20-degree up towards your head. So down, then a little bit of a flare and up. Okay.
Totally different. I should start that first before I.
Yeah, if you can, yeah, you don't have to do it from here. For practicing, it does help out. It's just a little more difficult to do.
Good. Usually, like when I would normally grip, way out here. I mean, you even saw on that 365.
Okay.
That was super wide.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't work for this, right?
Yeah.
So when you...
Even that seems pretty close, but if you feel comfortable right there, you can adjust from there.
Yeah, I'll be out here.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So you got pinching, you got the drawdown, chest rising, inflate, brace, pull the bar down, pull it down, and shove it up. There you go. Good. And on the up is when you want to exhale against gravity. There we go.
I did that on purpose.
Great. How does that feel? You notice your hands went out?
Yeah.
Your pinkies were on the rings. So you started out here and then you went to here.
I think
so
I
it feels like it
moved
was.
a tiny
Oh,
bit
okay.
before I
It
started.
felt more comfortable, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think that lockout, I feel like.
Yeah.
Here, but I could probably come in a little bit more.
Yeah. I'm working on, I think, what is it? Middle finger right here.
Right.
The limit is index right here. I tried that for a few months, just trying to force myself to get more chest into it. I did all right. And I was like, you know what, it's not really working. I tried the cue of pinching, dropping. I fell on the bench and realized my middle finger was hitting right here. So I was like, okay, I need to bring it in. I brought it in and I went up 10 pounds like the next day.
Huh. As far as that drop down,
yeah.
Should it be more below? So like when you bring those down and you're, turned in.
Yep.
And you bring it back, should it be more down here?
Yeah, I'm hitting
more
lower pec,
Yep.
if not the top two abs.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Just so you can get power through those shoulder blades and everything else when you rest that bar up. Okay, cool.
Yes. And that's not covering like anything like foot placement or arch. Once you start getting arch and foot placement and things like that, you can get an even higher chest position to reduce the range of motion as well.
Jay Kibler, this is for you. For you, man.
You got the shoulder blades pinched. You're going to draw down into that rib cage, inflate, brace, pull the bar down, and shove up. Okay. Go ahead and pull down, up. So I'm going to want the bar to come a little lower. It looks like the wrist isn't exactly over the elbow. Okay. Up. Up. Okay. Perfect. I'm just going to want you to do a couple reps, and I'll just adjust from there. Yeah, that's good.
I'll tell you one thing. What happens is right here, when you get that natural curve, or you overcorrect to set those steps in the bench.
Yeah.
Pinch kind of at the lower.
Okay.
That's the only thing I felt that was different.
Okay.
That I kind of think like I felt like I overcorrected, but just something probably get used to, just so you can set those hips back in the bench to get the shoulder blades back in.
Yeah.
Just
just play with it, figure it out. It kind of looked like the bar was a little over the elbow. When you went down, it felt like it was almost caving in, and you don't want it to cave in. You want to open those elbows up so that you can pull it into those lats instead of falling.
I've tried to bench like that before, and it totally threw me off. So that's why I always stayed in my conventional, like always what I normally do. But I like that. You can hit more of that lower portion of the chest as well when you're pressing through here versus wide.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger style. But yeah. I'm going to take an 18-minute break. Okay, guys, so there you go. There's 3 main powerlifting moves that we suggest you try. I've been doing bodybuilding, and I've been in the gyms for the last 13 years, and I learned multiple things that I didn't really realize that I wasn't doing or that you should be doing while you're doing powerlifting moves. So I learned a lot. Definitely it will increase my power for sure, I guarantee it. and will help my deadlift out as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we appreciate you coming in, man.
Yeah, well, thank you guys
Thanks
for
so
inviting
much.
me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Maybe
Yeah, you
have
can
back in
come
the
by
future
anytime you want.
Yeah.
to go over some specific things, maybe break down some accessory lifts or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
All right.
Heck yeah. So you guys have a great week. Let us know what you want us to address here in upcoming videos. As always, we're always here to help address certain topics that you guys would find interesting and helpful. All right. Have a great week. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.